Hi everyone, here I am back with a video on the topic of whale lifting, whale piercing under company law. It's basically directed at students taking up company law exam for any of the UK law degrees. Uh, just a quick reminder or rather exam pointer. Whenever you're writing answer to a question, in particular a problem question, you need not cite the full case law in the event you can't remember, all right? Or if you want to save time. So let's say, for example, if it's, let's say, Lee and Lee Air Farming Limited, you can just say Lee and Lee, or you can just say Lee, all right? If you can remember the year, it's good. If you can't, you can just let it be, because in practical life you always have access to a huge database where you can search. It's on the tip of your fingers. And during your practice, obviously, when you use cases day in day out, you will memorize them. So during exam, nobody expects you to be perfect with the citations. As long as you can just put the first party name or something, should be good enough. All right. Another important pointer is, do not get caught up in writing the whole case story while citing a case, trying to make a point. Okay, but this is in particular very important if you're answering a problem question. All right, examiners are very well aware of the whole story of the case. All right, you will be wasting your time, missing out on important points if you start writing the whole story. Let's say, for example, Solomon and Solomon, and you cite the case and then you start writing how he was doing the leather shoe business and then how he shifted this and so all that is, I think, unnecessary, will take up your time. All right, and you might just lose focus uh, trying to pick the right point. Okay, so the points on which the case was decided is the most important thing. Cite it briefly, pick up the point, and argue around it. Okay, build your case or answer around it. All right. Okay, now today I want to talk about the whale lifting. In one of the previous videos, I have shared about single or separate legal personality or single legal entity. All right. So if a company has been duly incorporated uh, by following the company law provisions, it is to be deemed as a separate entity altogether from the individual shareholders, the equity holders within that company. All right, the shareholders. All right. Now, uh, obviously, you might have thought that, okay, this is gonna give problems in situations wherein let's say a particular person has incorporated a company just to swindle money to get some naive people invest with him and then channel these funds, or it could be for some illicit activities or whatever it be. All right, so as much as we discussed and agreed that company and its shareholders are two different entities, and there is a veil which in general terms can be lifted. All right, remember we quoted three landmark cases: Solomon and Solomon, McCall, and Lee and Lee. All right, now there are certain scenarios in which veil lifting becomes necessary. If veil is not pierced, it might lead to injustice. All right, so there has been a lot of I would say flip flop kind of thing by the English courts. All right, for a while they were very lenient with the veil lifting, then they became strict, then they went back to Solomon and Solomon. All right, now as of today, There are three, or rather four main exceptions, all right? One is facade or a sham, okay? Uh, from day one, the idea of the person incorporating the company was not to actually be involved in the business proper, but to channel his money or to swindle money or whatever it be. Okay, so it is facade or a sham. All right. The other is the agency exception. All right. Let's say, for example, if uh, you act as an agent to my company, all right, and you became insolvent in the process, all right. Now there was a liability arising on your part, on your company. So can the aggrieved party bring me into the picture? All right, so agency exception is there. And then the third one is group or single economic unit exception. All right, apart from that, as per the Insolvency Act, section 213, Insolvency Act 1986, section 213, okay, veil can be lifted, but it's quite a narrow criteria there. All right, so it's quite tough as well. Okay, now in terms of veil piercing, few of the cases which you must remember by heart are Jones and Lipman, all right, then Adams and Cape, okay, Prest and Prestotal, all right, and Films Limited, all right, okay. Apart from this, there are some other cases like National Dock Labor, DHN, etc. Okay, now the case law in this area has been more or less settled with the decision on Adams and Cape. All right, so this is one of the very important cases if you are working on veil lifting problem or essay question. Okay, so please go through the points on which the case was decided, what were the arguments put forward, okay, and then you should be able to relate it to the problem at hand if you're attempting a problem question. Okay, if you're attempting an essay question on this, then you may have to describe it further, give your opinion, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, you agree, you disagree. If you agree, what are the reasons? If you don't agree, what are the reasons? All right, and it's always good to give both views from both sides of the boundary. Okay, all right, so please remember the cases, starting from Solomon and Solomon, McCall, Lee and Lee Farming, then you come to Adams and Cape, Jones and Lipman, all right, then DHN. These are some of the cases which will help you answer single legal personality, veil lifting questions properly. All right, now towards the end, let me again repeat it. The videos which I'm doing for this company law subject are aimed at students who for some reason could not attend classes or didn't have much time to go through during regular study hours. All right, and now let's say you're very close to your exam dates. All right, so I'm just giving some tips, throwing in some case names which if you remember, you read a little bit here and there, and you should be able to get a decent 52, 55 kind of score in your company law exam. All right, by no means these videos are going to help you achieve first class honors. All right, first class is, if you need first class, you got to really put in a lot of effort. All right, whatever I'm telling here, it's if you're good at it, if you catch it, you can get a decent 52, 55 range. In worst case scenario, it should at least help you get a decent 48 around there. All right, so stay tuned, keep a lookout for other videos in the series. I'll be going topic by topic. So, and as and when required, I'll also touch upon some of the cases. Okay. I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, do share this video, and you may want to hit the subscribe button, all right, so that whenever I upload a new video, you get notified. For now, that's it from me. Happy learning. Bye.